Have you ever looked at a map of Indonesia and realized how many remarkable places remain almost invisible to the rest of the world? Beyond the famous beaches, beyond the bustling cities, and beyond the destinations that fill travel brochures, lies a land where nature still sets the rhythm of life. A place where mountains rise from ancient forests, where fertile valleys meet an endless coastline, and where generations have quietly built their future far from the world's attention. This is Buol. Nestled along the northern edge of Central Sulawesi, Buol Regency is not a place that often makes international headlines. It is not a destination crowded with tourists or overflowing with luxury resorts. Yet that is precisely what makes it extraordinary. It is one of those rare places where authenticity remains untouched, where the landscape tells stories older than history books, and where every river, every mountain, and every stretch of coastline reflects centuries of resilience. Covering approximately 4,043.57 square kilometers, Buol is a land of remarkable diversity. According to Indonesia's 2020 population census, it is home to more than 145,000 people, resulting in a relatively low population density of about 36 people per square kilometre. This means vast areas of the Regency remain dominated by forests, agricultural land, rolling hills, and open natural spaces instead of sprawling urban development. For many people, low population density simply means fewer neighbours. In Buol, it means something far more meaningful. It means the sounds of nature still outweigh the sounds of traffic. It means sunrise arrives over quiet coastlines instead of towering skyscrapers. It means generations continue to live alongside landscapes that have changed very little over time. The story of Buol as an independent regency is surprisingly young, but the land itself has witnessed centuries of human history. For decades, Buol was administratively part of the larger Buol Toli Toli Regency. As communities expanded and development needs became increasingly unique, local leaders recognized that the region required its own administrative identity. That vision became reality in November 1999. Through Law No. 51 of the Republic of Indonesia, Buol officially became the 7th regency established within Central Sulawesi province. This administrative division was more than a change on paper. It represented a new chapter for thousands of families who hoped that local governance would bring development closer to the people, improve public services, strengthen infrastructure, and unlock the immense potential hidden within the region. Since then, Buol has steadily worked to shape its own future while preserving the traditions and values that define its identity. Although relatively young as a regency, Buol stands upon land that has been molded by geological forces over millions of years. Every hill, every valley, and every coastline reflects the incredible natural history of Sulawesi, one of the most biologically unique islands on Earth. Geographically, Buol occupies a strategic position in the northern part of Sulawesi Island. It stretches roughly between 0 degrees 35 minutes and 1 degree 20 minutes north latitude, and between 120 and 122 degrees east longitude. This location places Buol within one of Indonesia's most dynamic tropical environments, where warm ocean currents, seasonal monsoon winds, and fertile volcanic landscapes combine to create ecosystems rich in biodiversity. Its northern boundary faces the vast Sulawesi Sea, a body of water that has connected communities across the Indonesian archipelago and Southeast Asia for centuries. These waters have served as ancient maritime highways, carrying traders, fishermen, explorers, and cultural influences long before modern transportation existed. Looking eastward, Buol shares its border with North Gorontalo Regency, creating an important connection between two neighbouring provinces. To the south, the Regency meets Gorontalo Province, where mountainous terrain forms a dramatic natural boundary. To the west lies Toli Toli Regency, with which Buol shares deep historical and cultural ties dating back long before administrative borders were established. These boundaries are not barriers. They are pathways that have allowed people, traditions, languages, and commerce to flow across generations, shaping the diverse identity that Buol carries today. Perhaps the most remarkable feature of Buol is not simply where it is located, but how dramatically its landscape changes across relatively short distances. In one direction, gentle coastal plains stretch toward the sparkling waters of the Sulawesi Sea. Here, fishing communities have depended on the ocean for generations, rising before dawn to navigate familiar waters in search of livelihoods that connect them directly to nature. Travel farther inland and the scenery transforms. Rolling hills begin to dominate the horizon. Rivers carve their way through fertile valleys. Tropical vegetation grows thicker, nourished by abundant rainfall and rich soils. Continue even farther south, and towering mountains emerge, reaching elevations of nearly 2,400 meters above sea level. These highlands create cooler climates, support unique ecosystems, and serve as vital water catchments that sustain agriculture and human settlements throughout the Regency. Few places offer such an extraordinary transition from sea level to rugged mountain landscapes within a single journey. It is this geographical diversity that has shaped Buol's economy, culture, and way of life for generations. The remarkable geography of Buol is more than a beautiful backdrop. It is the foundation upon which life has flourished for generations. Every landscape serves a purpose. Every ecosystem supports another. Together, they create a natural balance that has sustained communities long before modern development reached this corner of Indonesia. The fertile plains provide space for agriculture. The forests regulate water supplies and protect countless species of wildlife. The rivers nourish fields and villages as they wind toward the sea. Along the coastline, the rich marine environment continues to provide food and livelihoods for fishing communities whose knowledge of the ocean has been passed down from one generation to the next. This close relationship between people and nature defines the character of Buol. Here, the environment is not viewed as something separate from daily life. It is woven into every harvest, every fishing expedition, every family tradition, and every season of the year. One of the clearest reflections of this relationship can be seen in how the land itself is used. Across Buol Regency, thousands of hectares are dedicated to rice cultivation. More than 9,400 hectares of rice fields produce one of the most essential food sources for local communities. These fields are more than agricultural landscapes. They represent patience, discipline, and cooperation. Every planting season requires careful preparation. Every harvest reflects months of dedication and an intimate understanding of weather, soil, and water. During the growing season, vast stretches of green transform the countryside into living carpets that ripple beneath the tropical breeze. As harvest approaches, those same fields gradually turn shades of gold, signaling another successful cycle that has repeated itself for countless generations. Beyond the rice fields lies an even larger agricultural resource. Plantation land covers more than 49,000 hectares across the Regency, making it one of Buol's most significant economic assets. These plantations contribute not only to local livelihoods, but also to regional economic growth. The tropical climate, fertile soils, and abundant rainfall create favorable conditions for cultivating a variety of crops that support families and local industries alike. Agriculture here is not simply an occupation, it is a legacy. Knowledge is shared from parents to children, from experienced farmers to younger generations, preserving techniques that have been refined through decades of observation and experience. Rain-fed agricultural fields extend across more than 23,000 hectares, demonstrating another important aspect of Buol's farming traditions. Unlike irrigated fields that depend on extensive infrastructure, these lands rely heavily on seasonal rainfall. Farmers must carefully understand natural weather patterns, adjusting planting schedules according to the rhythm of nature rather than the convenience of technology. This dependence on the natural environment has fostered a deep respect for ecological balance. Success depends not only on hard work, but also on understanding the changing seasons, protecting soil quality, and managing natural resources responsibly. Yet perhaps the greatest natural treasure of Buol lies within its forests. Community forests cover nearly 73,000 hectares, forming one of the largest land use categories within the Regency. These forests are far more than collections of trees. They are living ecosystems that perform countless essential functions. They absorb carbon from the atmosphere, helping to regulate the Earth's climate. They protect watersheds that supply clean water to villages and agricultural lands. They stabilize hillsides and reduce the risk of erosion and landslides during periods of heavy rainfall. They provide habitat for countless species of plants, birds, mammals, reptiles, and insects that together create one of the richest biodiversity hotspots on the planet. Sulawesi itself is internationally recognized as one of Earth's most biologically unique islands. Because of its long geological isolation, many species found here exist nowhere else in the world. This remarkable level of endemism makes forests like those in Buol globally significant, not only for Indonesia, but for humanity as a whole. Every preserved forest represents an investment in the future. Every healthy watershed secures clean water for generations yet to come. Every protected ecosystem safeguards natural heritage that cannot easily be replaced once it is lost. Scattered across the Regency are also smaller areas allocated for settlements, public facilities, and other forms of development. Compared with many rapidly urbanizing regions, these developed areas occupy only a small portion of Buol's total landscape. Nature still dominates the horizon. That balance offers something increasingly rare in today's world. Many regions across the globe have experienced explosive urban expansion, often at the expense of forests, agricultural land, and biodiversity. Buol still possesses the opportunity to pursue a different path, one where economic growth and environmental conservation can move forward together rather than competing against one another. This balance is becoming one of the defining challenges of the 21st century. How can communities improve infrastructure while protecting natural ecosystems? How can industries create jobs without sacrificing the forests that regulate climate and preserve biodiversity? How can development provide prosperity today while ensuring that future generations inherit a land just as rich as the one enjoyed today? These are not questions unique to Buol. They are questions facing every nation on Earth. What makes Buol remarkable is that it still holds many of the natural resources necessary to answer those questions wisely. Its forests remain extensive. Its agricultural potential remains strong. Its coastline continues to support coastal communities. Its mountains continue to protect vital watersheds, and its people carry generations of knowledge about living in harmony with the environment. In many ways, Buol reminds us that true wealth cannot always be measured by skyscrapers, highways, or industrial output alone. Sometimes true wealth is measured by fertile soil that continues to feed families. Sometimes it is measured by forests that continue to breathe life into the atmosphere. Sometimes it is measured by rivers that never stop flowing and oceans that continue to sustain those who depend upon them. And sometimes the greatest strength of a region lies not in how loudly it announces itself to the world, but in how quietly it continues to preserve the gifts that make it extraordinary. For those willing to look beyond the headlines, Buol offers something increasingly difficult to find in the modern world. It offers perspective. In an age where success is often measured by the height of buildings, the speed of technology, or the size of economies, Buol quietly reminds us that another kind of progress exists. It is the progress of communities that remain connected to their land. It is the progress of protecting natural resources while creating opportunities for future generations. It is the understanding that prosperity is strongest when it grows alongside nature instead of replacing it. This philosophy is visible throughout the Regency. Every sunrise over the Sulawesi Sea marks the beginning of another day for fishermen who continue traditions handed down through generations. Long before the first rays of sunlight touch the coastline, boats leave the shore and glide across calm waters, guided by experience, instinct, and an intimate knowledge of the sea. For these communities, the ocean is more than a source of income. It is part of their identity. The tides determine daily routines. The changing seasons influence fishing patterns. Knowledge of winds, currents, and marine life becomes a priceless inheritance passed from parents to children. Every successful journey reflects not only hard work, but also respect for the natural world. Farther inland, another rhythm unfolds. Farmers prepare their fields with the same patience their ancestors practiced decades ago. They understand that agriculture is never about rushing nature. It is about working with it. Rainfall cannot be forced. Seeds cannot be hurried. Harvests arrive only when preparation, dedication, and time come together. This quiet wisdom has shaped generations of resilient communities across Buol. It teaches an important lesson that reaches far beyond agriculture. The greatest achievements in life rarely happen overnight. They are cultivated through consistency, perseverance, and faith in a process that often unfolds more slowly than we wish. The mountains of southern Buol reinforce this lesson. Rising nearly 2,400 meters above sea level, these highlands stand as silent guardians over the Regency. Their forests capture rainfall that feeds rivers below. Their slopes regulate water supplies that sustain farms, villages, and ecosystems throughout the region. Without these mountains, the fertile lowlands would struggle. Without healthy forests, rivers would lose their reliability. Without protected watersheds, agriculture would become increasingly vulnerable. Nature functions as an interconnected system where every element depends upon another. This is one of the greatest truths that places like Buol quietly reveal. Nothing exists in isolation. The forests protect the rivers nourish the fields feed the communities in turn carry the responsibility of protecting the forests once again. It is a cycle that has repeated itself for centuries. Modern science increasingly confirms what traditional communities have understood for generations. Healthy ecosystems provide services that are impossible to replace completely through technology alone. They regulate climate, maintain biodiversity, store carbon, filter water, enrich soils, and reduce the impacts of floods and erosion. These natural systems operate every single day without recognition, quietly sustaining human life in ways that often go unnoticed. Buol is fortunate to still possess many of these invaluable ecological assets. Its extensive community forests represent more than timber resources. They are living reservoirs of biodiversity. They shelter countless plant species, birds, insects, reptiles, and mammals that together create complex ecosystems shaped over millions of years of evolution. Sulawesi itself is recognized by scientists as one of the world's great centers of biological diversity. Its long geological isolation has allowed many species to evolve independently, making the island home to wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. Every protected forest in Buol contributes to safeguarding this extraordinary natural heritage. The importance of this responsibility extends far beyond Indonesia. Climate change, habitat loss, and declining biodiversity have become global challenges. Forests, like those in Buol, help absorb atmospheric carbon dioxide, regulate regional weather patterns, and preserve genetic diversity that could prove essential for future scientific discoveries. In many ways, protecting Buol's natural environment is not only an investment for local communities, it is also a contribution to the health of our shared planet. Yet Buol is not defined solely by its landscapes. Its greatest strength has always been its people. A population of more than 145,000 may seem modest compared with Indonesia's largest cities, but numbers alone never tell the full story. Behind every statistic is a family. Behind every village is a community. Behind every harvest is months of dedication. Behind every fishing boat is a lifetime of experience. Behind every child walking to school is a dream for a better future. Development is ultimately about people. Roads matter because they connect communities. Schools matter because they unlock potential. Healthcare matters because healthy citizens build stronger societies. Economic opportunity matters because it allows families to transform hope into reality. Since becoming an independent regency in 1999, Buol has continued its journey towards strengthening these foundations. Every improvement in infrastructure, public services, education, agriculture, and local governance represents another step in a story that is still being written. Like every developing region, Buol faces challenges. Distance can complicate connectivity. Geography can make infrastructure projects demanding. Economic opportunities must continue expanding alongside population needs. Environmental protection requires constant commitment as development accelerates. Yet history repeatedly demonstrates that resilient communities do not grow because they avoid challenges. They grow because they face them with determination. The people of Buol understand resilience. They have built communities across coastal plains, fertile valleys, rolling hills, and rugged mountains. They have adapted to changing seasons, changing economies, and changing times, while maintaining a close relationship with the land that supports them. That resilience is perhaps the region's greatest resource. Natural wealth can be discovered, infrastructure can be constructed, technology can be imported, but resilience must be built across generations. It is created through shared experiences, mutual support, hard work, and an unwavering belief that tomorrow can always be better than today. As the world continues to evolve, places like Buol remind us that progress is most meaningful when it never loses sight of the values that made communities strong in the first place. The future does not belong only to the biggest cities or the loudest voices. It also belongs to places that quietly preserve their forests, cultivate their land, strengthen their communities, and continue moving forward with patience, wisdom, and hope. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson Buol has to offer the world. Sometimes the places that receive the least attention are the ones with the most meaningful stories to tell. Unlike places whose histories have already reached their defining chapters, Buol stands at a moment filled with possibility. Every new generation has the opportunity to shape what this regency will become in the decades ahead. The decisions made today will determine whether its forests remain vibrant, whether its coastlines stay productive, whether its agricultural lands continue to flourish, and whether its communities can prosper without losing the identity that makes them unique. That responsibility belongs to everyone. It belongs to leaders who plan for sustainable development. It belongs to farmers who protect the fertility of their land. It belongs to fishermen who understand that healthy seas must be respected if they are to continue providing for future generations. It belongs to teachers who inspire children to dream beyond limitations while remaining proud of where they come from. And it belongs to every young person growing up in Buol who wonders whether success requires leaving home forever. The answer is not always. Some people will travel far, pursuing education, careers, and new experiences in larger cities or even abroad. That journey is valuable. Knowledge gained from the wider world can become a powerful force for change when it returns home. History has shown that many of the world's greatest transformations begin when people carry new ideas back to the communities that shape them. Imagine engineers designing roads that connect isolated villages more efficiently. Imagine doctors improving healthcare access in remote communities. Imagine teachers opening doors to opportunities that previous generations could only dream about. Imagine entrepreneurs creating businesses that process local agricultural products, generate employment, and strengthen the regional economy. Imagine researchers discovering new ways to protect biodiversity while supporting sustainable livelihoods. These are not impossible dreams. They are realistic possibilities built upon determination, education, and collaboration. Buol already possesses the most essential ingredients for long-term success. It has fertile land, it has abundant natural resources, it has strategic access to the Sulawesi Sea, it has hard-working communities with generations of practical knowledge, it has extraordinary landscapes that remain largely unspoiled, and perhaps most importantly, it has young people whose potential has not yet reached its limits. Every child growing up beneath Buol's blue skies carries dreams that could one day reshape the future of this regency. Some may become scientists studying Sulawesi's remarkable biodiversity. Some may become business leaders creating opportunities for local communities. Some may become environmentalists protecting forests that the world increasingly depends upon. Others may become artists, educators, innovators, public servants, or community leaders whose contributions extend far beyond regional borders. Great places are never defined only by geography. They are defined by the people who choose to build them. Throughout history, countless regions once considered remote eventually became centers of innovation, culture, education, and economic growth. Their transformation did not happen because they possessed unlimited resources. It happened because their people believed their future was worth investing in. Buol has every reason to hold that same belief. Its location at the northern gateway of Central Sulawesi gives it strategic importance within eastern Indonesia. Its agricultural sector continues to provide a strong economic foundation. Its forests contribute to environmental stability. Its coastline connects communities to one of Southeast Asia's important maritime regions. Its cultural heritage reflects generations of resilience, cooperation, and respect for nature. These strengths should never be underestimated. The modern world often celebrates places that grow quickly, but history teaches another lesson. Growth without wisdom rarely lasts. Development without sustainability eventually reaches its limits. Prosperity without environmental stewardship becomes increasingly fragile. Buol has an opportunity to pursue a different path, a future where economic progress strengthens rather than weakens natural ecosystems, a future where education empowers young people to innovate while preserving local traditions, a future where infrastructure expands without sacrificing the forests, rivers, and coastlines that make the region exceptional. This vision requires patience, it requires leadership, it requires cooperation between communities, governments, businesses, educators, and future generations. Most of all, it requires pride, because no community can build a remarkable future if it first forgets the value of its own home. For the people of Buol, pride is found not only in achievements, but also in the land itself. It is found in the golden rice fields that stretch toward the horizon. It is found in the plantations that support thousands of livelihoods. It is found in rivers flowing from mountain forests toward the sea. It is found in fishermen greeting the dawn with hope. It is found in children laughing as they walk to school. It is found in families whose roots reach back through generations, each one adding another chapter to a story that continues to grow. Perhaps the greatest lesson Buol offers is surprisingly simple. A place does not need to be famous to be extraordinary. It does not need towering skylines to possess greatness. It does not need millions of visitors to prove its value. Sometimes the truest measure of a place is the strength of its people, the richness of its natural heritage, and the hope it inspires for the generations yet to come. So the next time you look at a map of Indonesia, do not focus only on the destinations everyone already knows. Look beyond the obvious. Look beyond the crowds. Look toward the quiet corners of the archipelago, where mountains still protect ancient forests, where fertile lands continue to feed communities, where the sea shapes everyday life, and where the future is still being written one generation at a time. There, on the northern coast of Central Sulawesi, stands Buol, a regency born from determination, a landscape shaped by nature, a community strengthened by resilience, a future filled with promise. Because sometimes the most remarkable places in the world are not the ones that shout the loudest. They are the ones that quietly endure, patiently grow, and remind us that greatness is not measured by how many people know your name, but by the legacy you leave for those who come after you. And as long as the waves continue to kiss the shores of the Sulawesi Sea, as long as the mountains stand watch over the fertile valleys, and as long as the people of Buol continue believing in the future they are building together, this remarkable corner of Indonesia will remain far more than just a place on a map. It will remain a living testament to resilience, harmony with nature, and the enduring spirit of a community that continues to write its own inspiring story, one day at a time.